Hi everyone, back again with the daily progress. So today was mostly about refactoring and waiting for the reply from support from Integromat, which unfortunately they didn't get back to me today. So I made some progress with refactoring and fixing some small issues that I had. I also added the Genesis config and protocol config endpoints. So we have those. We can basically check what the current Genesis configuration was and the current protocol configuration, or rather the protocol configuration for the final or optimistic block, or for block height or block hash. Then transactions, we can get the transaction by transaction ID, get all of the fields from it. Same goes with transaction with receipts. Here we go, receipts by ID. Then we have the network info with validators, network status with validators, network info with producers and peers, validation status. Again, we can go and add like block hashes. So to fetch the validation status of a list of blocks by hash or by height. So here we can input a number, or we can just query for the most recent validation status, most recent block validation status. Then for gas price, again, we can select the gas price for multiple blocks based on block hash or block height, as well as just choosing the most recent gas price. And then for chunk details, just basically everything that we can have in a chunk, or we can, this is if we want to get chunk details, or if we want to get block details, we can specify the block and shard ID. Then here for changes in block, again, here we can specify which block based on block height, block hash, or finality. Same goes for block details, block hash, block height, or finality. Then for account, we can see the details just like it was before. And for contract function, I did refactor the return type a bit, but still, since I didn't get a response from the support team, I don't know how I'm gonna be parsing the contract so that basically when we select the contract that we want to call, we would get a list of names here, method names to select from, and then a list of arguments which we can fill. That's the idea. Just waiting to see with Integromat how we can accomplish that. And then these access keys didn't change. That's about it. And in terms of code, like how I did my refactoring was basically creating remote procedures for the common types, for basically common interfaces. For example, for account ID, since you can input an account ID in many of these methods, I just put it in one place in a remote procedure. And then, for example, let's see, view access keys. Here, mappable parameters, we can specify that remote procedure call so that we always get, actually that would be this one. We can specify that remote procedure so that we get the interface filled in by this interface. Same goes for account IDs. So basically when we have an array of IDs, of account IDs, so we have proper validation. Then For block hash or height, as you saw, we have that in multiple methods, or rather endpoints. So just reuse it here, define it once and use it multiple times. Finality or block ID, most of the endpoints can receive this. So basically we use this remote procedure call to fetch everything. And then public key. This is another common, not so common one, but often enough to not repeat yourself. The only problem with that was Integromat doesn't allow for remote procedure calls in the communication blocks. So for example, let's see, view account. Instead of creating a remote procedure call and returning this, so I always have to repeat this same string to select the finality. I can't just like type it in. I could maybe do create a custom IML function, but I'm waiting for access for that feature from Integromat support. That would be pretty much it for today. Thank you.